All right, so today we are going to finish lesson 4, and we left off just before number 12. So what we're going to do is finish page 3 of the lesson 4 packet, and then you guys are going to do some independent work. So number 12 says, in number 12 through 14, you do not need to type anything on a computer. Just answer the questions and fill in the boxes. So, in our programming language, variables can be defined. Here are a few examples. So we are defining x4, define y plus 4, 9, define z times x2. So part A says, using the definition to the left, what does x equal? So that would be our first definition. Define x to be 4. So x would equal 4. Letter B, using the definition to the left, what will y equal? So y is going to be equal to 4 plus 9. Whatever 4 plus 9 is would be y. And then z is going to be equal to x times 2. So z equals x times 2. Okay? So 13, convert the following code definitions into algebra equations. The first two are done for you. So the first one says define x 10, so that in algebra would be x equals 10. Define y to be x times 2, so y would equal x times 2. This one, define z to be x plus y, so z equals x plus y. Define age 14. So age equals 14. We did that in the first part of lesson 4 here. We defined our age. The next one, define months to be times age 12. So months would be my age times 12. And my days, define days times months 30. So days would equal months times 30. Okay? And number 14, convert the following algebra equations into code definitions. So here we have dollars equals 1650. So we are defining dollars to be 1650. Okay? Feet equals 2 times 3. So we are defining feet to be times 2, 3. Remember, in code, the operation comes first. And then our last one, inches equals feet times 12. So we are defining inches to be times feet 12. Okay? All right, so on the next page, open a new tab in your browser and carefully type the following URL. Really make sure you are typing that exactly how you see it, okay? What this is going to do is open a program that is going to end up being your video game code, okay? So you really want to make sure that you type this in really, really carefully, all right? So in a new tab, we have http://www.wescheme.org/open editor with a capital E question mark public ID capital I equals RHB JYSC and. All right, so what should happen is it should open a WeScheme document, a WeScheme program, where all this code is on the left-hand side here, okay? So it says once the code loads, rename this code last name video game. So where it says blank game up here, you're gonna do last name video game, right? And then click save. Oh, sorry, remix. In the future, when you open this, that remix will say save. So see how after that says save? So now you have your video game software. What we're going to do is start manipulating it today. Okay? So now it says click run. And it takes a second because there's a lot of code that it's running. Now, the window that appears is a running video game with a robot as the player. But you probably notice nothing is moving even if you hit the arrows. So right now I'm pressing the arrows on my computer and nothing is happening. The robot is saying exactly where it is. Okay? So for now, we're just going to click the close button up here on the left and we're going to look at the code. Okay? So in number 19 in your note packet, here, number 19, you're going to scroll through the definitions window. And when you do that, you should notice that there are different sections of the code written in pink text. So if we look back at the code, if I scroll through here, there's different sections. So section 1, making the danger of the target move. Section 2, making the danger and target come back again. Section 3, section 4. Okay? So as you go through that, I want you to fill in the blanks on your paper. So start with section 1, section 0, game title. Okay, so after you scroll through all your things, it should say game title, making the danger and the target move, making the danger and the target come back again. Got our player moving. And then number 4, collisions. Okay, now all of these sections are pertaining to different pieces of your video game. All right. Number 20 says scroll to the bottom of the definitions window, specifically line 140 where you see make game. So we're going to scroll to line 140. Down here on the left, you can see 140. Define G, make game. Title, color, background, danger, target, player. Okay. Number 21, the function make game has been provided for you, which takes all of your definitions and assembles them into a running game. Behind the scenes, make game inserts your definitions inside a giant function that is called every 10th of a second. This means 10 times every second, and uses your definitions to decide what is happening at that moment. Right? So in the definitions window, you will see that this program defines several values. Title, for example. So if we scroll back up here, we see define title, line 5. Okay, that is defined to be the string my game. So if we evaluate title in the interactions window here, so if I type title, when we press enter, it gets my game. Okay, if I type background, we get the background scene. If we type danger, we get a red triangle. Target, we get a green circle. And player, we get a robot. Okay, so let's fill in all of those pieces in our packet here. So if we evaluate title, we got my game. Background, we got the moon image. Evaluate the danger, we got a red triangle. To evaluate the target, we got a green circle. And our player was a robot. Okay, so the parts of the game evaluated in A through E here are the individual images that make up this game. So these are essentially the components that you are going to change to make this game your own. All right. So number 24 says scroll back up to the top of the definitions window, right around lines 5 through 10. Change the definition for title to the title you have chosen for your game. Change the definition for title color to change the color of the title for your game. Change the definition for background to an image you find on the internet. Now, this is where things get a little tricky here. What you're going to do is use the same URL that you see in there right now, but you're just going to pick a different backing. So right here it says Bootstrap World, Clip Art Backgrounds, Night Forest. Okay, so I could change this to, let's do beach.